What's up guys, welcome to a new stream. I'm so excited about today's build because today we're gonna continue our Airbnb clone and we're gonna focus on more advanced feature than in the previous week. So if you didn't see the previous week live stream, we have cloned Airbnb and then we focused on beginner friendly features to render lists, render images, flat lists, navigation and so on. But today we're gonna step up our game and implement. We will start with. Where is my mouse? We will start with places autocomplete that will be powered by Google. So whenever you type a place, we will do a request to Google and we're gonna get autocomplete suggestion right there. Then we're gonna implement the maps view in React Native. And the cool thing about this maps view will be the custom markers, which you can see here on the map, where we want to display the price of accommodation on the map, the same way as Airbnb is doing. Then we're gonna implement this cool feature of Airbnb, where they have a carousel displaying the details about accommodation that you select on the map. And also this carousel is connected with a map, so whenever you scroll through the carousel, the map updates and displays the current active property, and it also centers in the middle of the screen and so on. So without further ado, let me show you exactly what we're gonna build. So this is our application that we have built in the previous week. If you didn't follow along, I will provide you the GitHub repository so you can start from this point. But I highly recommend you go back and start from the beginning because you will learn a lot. So the first thing we implemented is the dynamic autocomplete place recommendation from Google. So whenever I type, they update automatically. And here we display just cities. So if we select one, then we can go to the next page. We see the flat list that we have rendered in the previous week, and here we can see the properties in a list view. But the cool thing is that today we're gonna step up and implement a tab navigator where we will be able to display the results in a list and also in a map view. So this is something new, and here we can see that the map centers around the places. Also, we can change the place on the map and it automatically updates in the list view here and so on. So here we can also, if we change on, if we scroll through the list view here in the carousel, the map automatically updates and shows us where is that place. And as you see, the cool feature is that we are displaying the price of a property on the map and not just that boring pin that Google is displaying. Yeah, this map is fully functional both on iOS and Android. You can scroll, you can zoom in, zoom out, move and so on. So who am I? My name is Vadim, and if you're new on this channel, thank you very much for joining. I hope you find something valuable today to learn. I'm a full stack developer for over 7 years now. At the moment, I am the CTO at Vitinium, which is a small startup in the sports industry, where we have over 15,000 users. I also worked as a software developer engineer at Amazon, where I also used React and JavaScript technologies. That's if that's interesting for you. And also I'm passionate about coding, building impactful startups, and sharing them with you, all my journey, all my wins and losses, and all my experience that I have. So this is the quick intro. So let's see in the live stream chat what people are doing, where are they joining from. I'm really curious every time people from all over the world is joining, so I'm really grateful for everyone joining and finding these videos valuable. I'm putting a lot of work into this, so if you don't mind, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, because in 2021 we're gonna drop much more fire content, and we'll cover React Native, Amplify, maybe other technologies that people want, so it's gonna be interesting. So guys, hi everyone. I'm looking at the chat right now. So let me, yeah. Priyank, hello. Priyank is asking to do the detailed page on this React Native video. I didn't plan the detailed page yet because I don't think that's a very challenging feature, because everything that we covered, we can take the knowledge and apply it there. But at the end, if we still have time, I promise you that we will do a basic detailed page. I'm not gonna go into all the details because the detailed page at Airbnb is just huge. So we'll try to do something basic, the navigation between them, so you will understand how things works, and then you can improve on that. All right. Hello, Alexandra. Hi, Calm Mind. Hello, Khaled. Adrian, hello. Someone is asking, will you create the backend with AWS for this project? Yes, of course, but that will come during the next week. So guys, if you were following the previous week's live stream, no, let me, okay. I have one more slide. So what do you need for this build in order to follow along? Because I would highly recommend you not to watch these videos like a Netflix show, but actually try doing everything that I'm doing yourself, and try experimenting with this project, because that's how you actually learn. Not just by watching, but by actually messing around, like getting your hands dirty with the project and so on. So if you want to follow along, you will need a Google developer account, because we will use both the autocomplete features from Google and also the maps. So you will need that one. Also, you will need a billing account attached to your project. So yeah, then you will need the dummy data. And if you also need this PDF documentation that will serve you as a step-by-step guide how to follow, you can find them at assets.notjust.dev /Airbnb. And you will download there a folder with all the dummy data, with which is updated for this video, and also this presentation. If you didn't follow along previous video and you want to start from here, all the code that we will start from today is available at this repo, github.com/savinvadim1312 Airbnb clone. You will find it also in the description of the video, so no worries. Yeah, let's move on. So yeah, if you follow along a previous video, you might remember that my live stream got interrupted at the end. So that's huge thanks to my internet provider. We decided to stop my internet, and I couldn't finish my the last step that we were doing there. And but the good thing is that it's just like 2 or 3 minutes at the end that it was interrupted. So today we need to finish the navigation that we started in the previous video, and the first step will be to implement the stack navigator for the explore page. So first of all, let me find here our project. Here is our emulator. Well, nope. Okay, I'll make it just a little bit bigger, something like that. Okay, so if you clone the repository from GitHub at this moment in time, the repository will look like this. Or you can find the exact commit if I update it later, so you can start from here. So I'm gonna do yarn start to start the development server, and then I'm gonna do yarn iOS to run this application on iOS, because right now we are running the demo of it, the finished product. So yeah, let's wait until something failed. I'm gonna try to remove application, delete app, because that might be the error. Yarn start. Yep, that worked. And now Yarn iOS. Hello Tipu, hello Pranav. Pranav is asking how often do I stream. I try to stream regularly. Oh god, that's a hard word to say. On Friday. So every Friday, usually at this time. So it depends on your time zone. I try to keep it consistent. So yeah, join every Friday our live streams. Hello Murali. So what happened here? Might it be from the pods, npx pod install? Might be. So let's give it one more try. Yarn iOS. Yeah, this project should work both on iOS and Android. This is just my preference to test it on an iOS device, because the emulator works much more smoother on my machine than an Android emulator. But at the end, we're gonna test the application also on Android to make sure that everything is working on both systems. So you can also follow along using an Android emulator or even an Android phone connected to your machine. Hi Osada from Indonesia. Yeah, the project is using React Native CLI. We are not using Expo for this project because a lot of people are asking me not to use Expo. Everyone wants React Native CLI, so that's what we are doing. Yes, I'm working on a MacBook. Yep. Okay, build successful. Woo! That's already a good start. So loading, come on. Okay, so yeah, this is the application that we left previous week. We have a bottom tab navigator, then we have this page where we can search, but now nothing is, the recommendations are not working, they're just there hard-coded. So if we click on something, we should get to this place. So the last thing that we implemented during the next week was the search button here. So if I open our components, that's screens, guests page to select how many guests here. And we implemented the, where is it? ESLint. What happened? Come on. You were working, everything was fine. Should I disable it? Yeah, I'm gonna disable it, not to yeah, because I get a lot of errors during the live stream and I don't have time to fix all of them. Search, no, where is it? Guests index. It should be search. Yeah, exactly. So we implemented this pressable, and which is this search button. So whenever we press on this, we need to redirect somewhere, but at that point in time we didn't have a screen where to redirect. So in our navigation folder, in our home tab navigator, we have our Explore tab. So our Explore tab is this tab in our bottom tab navigator. The thing is that in this tab, yeah, let's change it how it was before. It contained the welcome screen. Welcome, how is it called? Welcome screen? Yeah, it contained the welcome screen. So or home, yeah, it's called home screen. Yeah, it contained the home screen, but the thing is that whenever we go through all these steps, where is it? Yeah, whenever we go through all these steps, we should get back to the Explore page. However, we should see the search result page. So that means that our Explore page. Hey, Priyank, thank you very much for the donation. Priyank is asking detail screen, please. Love your enthusiasm. Thank you very much. Yeah, I will try to do it at the end if we have time. If it's not like a 3-hour stream, I will definitely try to implement that because it's not very hard. So remind me at the end. So as I was saying, at the moment our Explore page just renders one component, but because we need two different pages to be displayed in the Explore depending if you search or not, so either the welcome page or the search result page, we need to transform this tab into a stack to include a stack navigator here, and that way we will be able to display different screens. So in order to do that, let's create a new file. The thing is that, yeah, I already created that. So yeah, let's spare some time and I'm just gonna explain everything that I did here. So for the Explore navigator, which is this tab, I created a stack navigator. A stack navigator can have like multiple screens on top of each other, so we can go back to the previous ones and so on. So we create a stack navigator using the create stack navigator from React Navigation. And then inside the stack navigator, we render two screens. One is the welcome screen, which displays this home screen. And the other one is the search results screen. The search results screen displays the search results page. So whenever we navigate to Explore, it goes here, and because this is our first page, this is what is gonna render. So yeah, in the home tab navigator, instead of including the component here, we say that it's gonna be our Explore navigator, which we import from our file. So yeah, why are you on this page? Let me try to refresh, because it should be on, yeah, now it's on the welcome page, because this is our first screen and this is what the default will display. So if we put the search result page first, it will render the search result at the beginning. And if I actually refresh it, come on, yeah. Now we see the search results page because we didn't specify exactly on which page, so it takes the first one as the default. But we want actually the welcome screen to be the default page. So we leave the welcome screen there. We try to refresh. And now, when we press on this search, we want to navigate to the search result, which is in the Explore tab. So if I go to our guests index, I'm importing navigation using a hook at the top, const navigation equal to use navigation. And using this navigation, I say that I want to navigate to the home page, and the screen there should be Explore, and inside the Explore there is another screen called Search Results. So this is nested navigation where we have multiple levels of navigation. So from this page we can go to the home navigator, then to the Explore tab, which is in our bottom. And in the Explore, we need to go to the search results page. So if now I press on the search, I see the search results page. If I press back, I'm back to the welcome screen because our Explore navigator is a stack and it puts screens one on top of each other. That's why we are able to go back from here directly to welcome screen. Hopefully that's clear, guys. Yeah, that's the only thing that I'm not writing as I go, because I already implemented it during the previous video when the live stream was down. So I think it's pretty easy, so follow along. If you fail to do something, just check the GitHub repository and make sure that you don't have any typos. Right now, let me do git add, git commit, finish navigation, and the next step will be a tab bar navigation for the search result page. Right now, when we go to our search result page, it's just a simple page. But now, in this video, we will want to render two different types of views. So the first one will be a list view, as we see here. And the second view will be a maps view, which will display our map. So we want to display them in a top tab bar to be able to switch between them easily. So to render top tabs, we need the next library, material top tabs, and also the React Native tab view. So I will grab them and install. You can use yarn or npm to install these libraries, and then we will create our top tab bars in this page. So let's paste them here. Wait until it saves. I'm not sure if I need if it installed any pods. So if you are on macOS developing for iOS, you will also need to run pod install after you install any libraries to install any pods if there are any new pods. Okay, so now we need to define a new navigation for our search results page. So let's call it file search results tab. Yep, tab navigator. Quite a long name, but we'll know exactly what it's for. So I'm gonna declare our functional component here, search results tab navigator, like that. I'm gonna delete this from here, and the next step will be to import this search result tab navigator in our Explore navigator, and to render it instead of this component. Instead of this component, we'll render another navigator, which will be a nested navigator, which will contain these tabs, and so on. So let's import search result tab navigator, and we can render it instead of a search results. So let's save. And yeah, failed to compile because we didn't return anything. Okay, so we need to import from the library that we just installed, React Native Navigation. No, React Navigation material top tabs. This one. We need to import the method create material top tab navigator. Now let's create a tab using this method create top tab navigator, and here we'll call the first. As you saw, like it's pretty much the same for all the navigators. They use a create method and then dot navigator for the top component, and inside that we declare the component dot screen, for example, for others. So here will be the list view, and the component for the list view will be search results. Yeah, let me first import it. Import search results from components. Is it here? No, not components. Screens. Search results. And we're gonna render it here, right? Come on, Vadim. Yeah. And the other tab will be our map view, which later on will display the map component, but now we don't have that yet, so we'll display the same component just to see that the tabs are working. Let's save and see if we have something there. So as we see on the top, we have like the tab with the list, and if we move to the right, we see the map tab. At the moment, yeah, as I said, like we're rendering the same component, but we're gonna change that later in the video. So yeah, that's how you display the top tab navigator. Right now, let's try to do a bit of styling. So to style the tab navigator, we send a property tab bar options, and there is the, yeah, it has an active tint color to display the color of the text. So the color, I will put this red color that we have down below as well. So if I save, now I see that text is displayed with this color. And also it has another property called indicator style, and it's used to style the indicator underneath, like this this line. So if I say that the background color of this indicator, background color, should also be yeah, this color. Save, and we see that the underneath color of this tab is also red or pink. How is it called, this page? So yeah, that's our top tab navigator. So here we have our welcome screen. If we go through all the search pages, then we get to our search results page, which displays us two tabs, a list and a map. Yeah. Hopefully that's clear. So I'm gonna do git add, git commit, top tab bars. Yeah. Okay, let's see what people are saying. So yeah, someone is yeah, people are speaking about Expo and React Native CLI. And yeah, I also kinda agree with the statement that beginners will find it much easier to get started with Expo. And I also agree with the other side that Expo has some limitations. But Yeah, most of the things that you can do in Expo, and whenever you get to a limitation, you can eject, but that's another story. So I'm doing like both React Native and Expo, depending on the project. If it's very beginner friendly project, which we did the Tesla app, then we used Expo to easily get started. If it's something more complicated, for example, this one, I'm not sure if it would be possible to do the maps and autocomplete features in the Expo project. So yeah. Uh, Uh, someone is asking, someone is saying that we're trying to learn React Native with my videos. Can you record more videos for the beginners? Yeah, I'm trying my best to record as many videos as possible, but I also have my startup, which I'm working on. I'm finishing my university this year. So hopefully in 1 or 2 months, I will have much more time and I'll be able to upload besides our live stream that everyone enjoys, we'll upload also short form content. So yeah, stay tuned. Hello, Tipu from Bangladesh. Next challenge for you, Uber. What do you say? I am saying that that's requested by a lot of people, and that's probably what we're gonna build the next application. It's either Uber or e-commerce. So write down below what application you would like me to do next, Uber or e-commerce, or even something different. Okay, guys, so we finished with the navigation. Everything is set. We are good. Probably we're gonna come back in order when we will want to send some properties from screen to screen, but that's gonna come later. So the next topic, the next step is places autocomplete. Okay, this is an interesting topic, and it is used in a lot of application that offers some places search of some places, some business names, restaurant. Yeah, I was working, for example, at a restaurant app, and they were having like a lot of restaurants, and we were using places autocomplete for finding like restaurants nearby and so on. So this feature is used in a lot of application. So let's try to understand how it works, how to integrate in React Native, so we will be able to do it in any application. For that, we're gonna use React Native Google Places Autocomplete Library, a very long name, and here you might find the URL. So let's open the link and see the installation guide there. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this library works with Google API autocomplete places autocomplete, and it's very easy to use and style the components. I found it pretty convenient for what we need to do. And yeah, the first step is we need to install the library. So go with npm or with yarn. So let's do that right now. Okay. The step two will be to get our Google Places API. And we need for that we need to create an account on Google, Google API. So Google developer account. I already have one. So let me try to go to my console. Developer. One second, guys. So yeah, let me see. Okay, so yeah, after you create a Google Console account, a Google Developer account, you will create a project, and also you need to create how is it called, a billing account. So you need this billing account, because without a billing account you will not be able to use the autocomplete and the maps features. That was one mistake that I did. I didn't set up this billing account and nothing was working, and for 2 hours I was debugging like why it's not working. Then I read that you actually need a billing account, and you need to connect your project with that billing account. After that we go to our API and services library, and we make sure that our project is selected here on top. And for autocomplete features, we need Google Places API to enable this one. So let's search Google Places. Google Places. And you need this one, the first one, Google Places. And you open and you press enable. I already enabled it. After you press enable, you need to get the API key. So then go to your API and services, then credentials, and there you will see a page where you can create API keys. So it's an easy step. You create the API key, then you copy it, and I will show you where you can paste it in our code. So let's see what's the next step. So we enabled. If you we don't need this step at the moment because we don't need the user's location. But if you want to improve this and you need the reverse location of a user, you will need to enable Google Maps geocoding API. So let's see if... I think that's everything that we need from the installation purposes. So right now, let's go and create a page where we will use this Google Place autocomplete. But we already have that page, so I'm just gonna copy this example. So let's go to our source, screens, destination search. And in our destination search, let's open index.js. So here somewhere we will put our search. I'm gonna put it just on top of our usual text input. So let me go on this page. We are here. So if I put this Google Place autocomplete, we need to import it from React Native Google Places autocomplete. Here we go. Let's save. And we see that it's rendered there underneath. So I'm gonna... You know what? I'm gonna add some margin to the text input because Google Places renders as a position absolute, so that's why it's underneath. So for our text input, I'm gonna just add some margin top 50 pixels to... I'm gonna add it even more, 100. So here is the input from Google Search Autocomplete. If we write something, we can see that it's not working because we didn't paste in our API key here. So go ahead and copy your API key from Google Console. I'm gonna do it here. Don't worry, I'm gonna delete this API key. So if I save, then I refresh my page. Come on. And it's still not working because we might have forgotten to install the pods and to rerun the application. Let's see if that will work. We set the key. So if you are in this situation where it renders but it doesn't give you any suggestion, one thing that I had was that my account didn't have billing enabled. And also make sure that you enable the Places API that we have enabled like 2 minutes ago. So right now let's rerun the application and have a look if it works. All right. Let's wait until everything is set up. Okay, let's go here and search now. And nothing is showing up. Why? Okay, let's think. Let's check the debugger and see maybe there is something interesting, some errors. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna come on. Are you doing something? No, nothing. Let's try what? To add it into a view, maybe the places are not they're displayed but not visible. I don't know. Height 500. And yeah, Google Places here. Yeah, that was the error. So actually the recommendation we're showing, but because our view didn't have a height, it was not rendering properly. So if I added the height to 500, now it works as expected. I'm gonna keep it like this right now, and at the end I'm gonna think like how to properly style them. But now let's adjust them a bit to look more like what? Yeah, to design them in order to look them as we designed them previously. So the first thing that we need to do is instead of search to say where are you going, then let's save. Okay, this Google Place autocomplete has a property styles, and here we can send the text input style. So we already defined the styles for the text input, which we can take from our styles.text input here. Let's save, and let's delete the margin top from here because it messes up everything here. So yeah, that's our style for the text input. All right. Then we need to render instead of, okay, where is it? instead of rendering these rows that are coming with a style default by Google, which is nice because we don't need to style anything if we don't need them. But in our case, we have our default styles here, so it would be better to display these these pressables instead of these rows. So in order to do that, I'm gonna copy this component from render item in our flat list, and I'm gonna put them into a separate file in order to easily access them here. I'm gonna show you what I mean by that. So I'm gonna create a file calling suggestion row.js. So functional component. No, actually, yeah, I'm gonna paste everything that we copied from that file, and I'm gonna give it a name. So it's gonna be called suggestion row. So it will receive the item, export default suggestion row. Okay, JSX attribute must only be assigned and a non-empty expression. Where is that from? Item. What's happening here? No idea. Yeah, we are actually returning it. So if I just, oh yeah, I know. Here in index, we don't need this flat list anymore, and we will import our suggestion row on top. Let me just remove this. Import suggestion row. Yeah, from this folder. And in Google Places autocomplete, we can have a function called render row, and we can set a custom component to this value. So it will receive an item, and we will return a suggestion row item, and we'll send the item that we receive for each row. So let's save. And whenever we press here, as you see, we are rendering our components, and they look completely different from what Google had by default. So that's actually good. Now we also need to yeah, because these styles, if you see, they are put inside another row with some lines between them, which means that they are still inheriting some styles from the parent component. So in order to prevent that, we're gonna pass a variable suppress default styles. And now let's save, and we can see that these components are using only the styles that we provide. So yeah, that's much better, and we can have the flexibility to render them the way we actually want. Okay, another thing that we need to do is another thing is that we need to do to tell Google API to return us only cities, because in Airbnb, when you search something, you don't want to search for, I don't know, McDonald's or something like that, or Area 51, but you need to get only cities. So to do that, we're gonna say in the query that the types should be only cities. Let's save. And now if we press, for example, yeah, I think we need to just refresh. Yeah, right now our recommendation will give us only cities, so that's good, because yeah, that's what we want to do. So now if I press A, there is no Area 51, but it's only like Atlanta, Austin, and so on. So that's regarding the types. the next step is whenever we press on this item, we need to do something. So the thing is that if we see Google Places autocomplete has already an onPress method, which will return us data and the details about the place we pressed. So with that said, we can now safely remove a pressable from our row, because the navigation will happen in that onPress event. So let's just replace this pressable with a view and delete the onPress here, because here we just want to display the rows. And whenever we press, if I open the debugger, where is here? I'm not sure if it debugs actually. No, it doesn't. So Command D or M for Android and press debug. And if I go here and press on something, I see the description, the data and the details about this place, which also gives us the description, the format, terms, and so on. That's good. What else? Yeah, and inside this onPress, we need to do the actual navigation. And as we said, we will navigate to the guests page, to the guests. Later on, we will send some data to that guest from the details. So if I'm here and I start typing something, if I press, I'm redirected to the guests. In order to get information, more information about that place, which is, for example, latitude and longitude, which we will need later, we will pass a property to Google Places autocomplete, which is fetch details. And if we save, if I refresh, and here, if you see, we are console logging data and details. So I'm gonna show you how they look. Let's go here. If I press on this one and I go to the debugger, this is the data, which contain description, my string, and only like minimal information about that place. But the second one is the details. So in the details, we actually have a geometry, for example, which contains the latitude and longitude. We also have like photos. We can display photos. It's a lot of information about that place. So we need that in order to know like where to find based on the latitude and longitude. So let me quickly think if we implemented everything about autocomplete. We did a placeholder, onPress events, the query, fetch details, we press styles, and render row. Yeah, I think that we did everything. Now we can safely remove our text input that we have here, right? And yeah, all right. And also we will not need the state, because Google Places autocomplete handles the state automatically. Okay, like that. Let's try to take it out from our view with the height and put the styles on the container. So I'm gonna remove that. That's probably good. And in the styles for the container, let's say that the height will be, I don't know, 100%. And also I want the container to have a background color of white, because right now it's gray and I don't kind of like it. And instead of margin, I will put padding. Padding. Where are you going? Atlanta, for example. Here we go. We press on Atlanta. We are here. Yeah, that's everything about the autocomplete features. You can find the documentation and see what other properties this autocomplete contains. Yeah, they have a lot of options and it's very customizable. But that's what we need for this project. So I'm gonna add everything. Git commit -m autocomplete. And yeah, we can say that the autocomplete is finished. All right, let's check what people are saying. Okay. So a lot of people I see that they want Uber, Facebook clone. I'm not sure if I'll do Facebook clone soon because I don't know. I don't like their UI, to be honest. It's very cluttered, like there is a lot of stuff there. Uber with e-commerce, Stripe Connect API for payouts. Oh, that's a big project. I would rather split them into two smaller projects, like a Uber that is focused on the maps and drawing like the the directions and so on, and e-commerce that is focused on probably UI and also on the payouts. Believe me, Vadim, anyone can do this. Please make creative React native app. I'm really happy that you can do this, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people can do this, but at the same time, there are a lot of people that are just getting started. So I hope that for them it is valuable. So that's why I'm doing this beginner-friendly projects. Yeah, I'm also interested to do some more advanced projects, but at that point, I will not do like step by step and explain everything because they're like, I will have fun, but I think it's not gonna be interesting for people. So we'll see. We'll see what other projects will do. But I'm pretty sure that we will do something that is on the level that for you. Yeah, chill, guys, chill. Everything is all right. Taxi app. Yeah, I think Uber is kind of a taxi app, so it's the same category. Mm, okay. Suppress default style. I was struggling on that a month ago. Yeah, that's good that they gave some default styles and the possibility to just turn them off and style them as you want. Because a lot of libraries that you might use, they have default styles, and to actually change that style, it's a pain in the ass. So it's not the same for this library, and that's what I found it very, very flexible. So I like that. Okay, Uber clone with Node and React Native. All right, I'll take notes of that. When you go back, shouldn't it take you to the search screen? No, actually, that's not how in Airbnb it works. So let me just try, but yeah, it shouldn't be like that. So I'm gonna open a page. Come on, let's go there. And if I go back, yeah, here it goes back actually to the search screen, if I'm not mistaken. But you can do that as well. You can assign a custom go function for the go back, and you can redirect to this page. Okay. So for everyone who is joining this, today we are continuing our clone of Airbnb. And today we're gonna focus on more advanced feature than the previous week. We're gonna implement the autocomplete feature from Google using Google API. Then we're gonna focus on displaying everything on a map view with custom markers, with prices and so on, and also like a carousel to display them. Where is it? Yeah, the carousel that will display the accommodations in the map, and also it will be connected with the map. So yeah, this is what we are doing, and I think we can move on. Let me check the chat a bit. What is the backend of this project? The backend of this project will be AWS Amplify, and we're gonna implement it next week. Just joined today, guide me please. Yeah, I gave a bit of introduction of this project. There is a video on my channel from previous week where we started this project from scratch. If you want to focus only on these more advanced features like autocomplete and maps, feel free to clone it from my GitHub. So, okay. Priyank, this is one top-notch learning. Love to see your Udemy course. Would love to buy it. Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for the support. Yeah, probably next year I'm gonna drop a course which will go into much more details, because during live streams I don't have a lot of time to go into all the details of what it takes to build a production ready application. So with a course, I think that I will have this opportunity and time to get into everything that you need to get an application on market starting from zero. So I'm gonna do that. Stay tuned. All right, guys. So let's go to the next step. Okay, the next step is displaying the maps. And for the maps, we are gonna use React Native Maps. And this is a package which you can find on this link. Let's open the link and see the instructions on how to install it. Yeah, these maps need a little bit more setup, and you can find all the installation instructions here in the npm project or on their GitHub page. I'm gonna follow along everything, but if you get into any troubles, please make sure to check the troubleshooting here. It should be somewhere here. Yeah, troubleshooting, and make sure that you follow step by step everything that needs to be done. So let's start by installing the library. So use the npm or yarn depending on your preference. I'm gonna go with yarn. I'm gonna add the React Native Maps. Okay, let's see the next steps. Yeah, since React Native 0.60, auto linking makes all the things a little bit easier, because the library is auto linked automatically, so you don't need to take any steps to link the library. However, we need to take some extra step to set it up. Okay, on iOS, you can choose between Google Maps or native Apple Maps. I chose to go with Google Maps for iOS in order to keep it consistent with our Android application, and to make sure that everything that we have on Android we have on iOS and vice versa. So using Apple Maps is much easier because you don't need to take one extra step. However, I decided to keep it consistent with Android and use Google Maps for iOS. On Android, you have only one option, to use Google Maps. Okay, we need to enable the API for both iOS SDK and also for the Android SDK. So let's check the next step. Build and configure iOS. Okay, now we are gonna configure maps on the iOS. If you are developing right now only for Android, you can skip this part, and we're gonna get to the part where we will configure for Android. So let's check. React Native 59 and lower, we don't need this because we are using React Native 64, I guess. We don't need this as well. Let's move. Yeah, using Cacao pods with React Native 60. So let's install the pods. You can either go... Why? You can either go into that directory and call pod install, or you can easily do npx pod install iOS. This will install all the pods for our iOS project. And okay, I'm gonna skip this step for the App Store submission because I don't intend to submit this application to App Store. However, if you intend to submit to App Store, change this variable in the info file. Enabling Google Maps on iOS, React Native all versions. We need to take this step. So we need to first of all import Google Maps in our app-delegate.m. So let's do that. Our pods has installed, so I can close this. I can close all the tabs as well. So let's open our iOS directory. The name of a project, in my case it's Airbnb clone. And then here you can find app-delegate.m. Let's open this one. And at top, let's import Google Maps. After importing this, we need also to add this line. And make sure to add it as the first line in the method did finish launching with option. So here, after the opening curly braces, I'm gonna add this line. And we need to drop our API key here. So you're gonna use the same API key as you used for autocomplete features. And later we're gonna enable the project for iOS SDK, so it will work also for iOS. Okay, enable. Okay, should be the first call of this method. Yeah, we did that. Then either do one of the following. So because we are not, yeah, we're gonna choose the React Native. No, not this one. This one, React Native 060 and higher. So we need to add the following to our pod file before above the use native models. So let's copy this, open our iOS pod file here, and here you can find use native modules, which is here somewhere on line 7. Before that, add a couple of lines and paste the code that we just copied from the documentation. Yeah, that's it. So now let's try to run. I think we should run again pod install. And run pod install. Yeah, I'm gonna do with npx pod install iOS. And I'm missing the part where we enabled Google API. Where is you must sign up and create a billing account. Okay, but where does it say? Yeah, I think it's here. Yeah, the thing is that we go to our Google console, consoledevelopers.google. We select our project, and in the library, API library, we find here, we search maps. And we see Maps SDK for iOS and Maps SDK for Android. We should enable both of them, and in my case they're already enabled, but you should enable them here, and you go to the Android and enable it here. So yeah, that's it. That's all what you need to do, and you can use the same API key as you used for the autocomplete features. So where are we? React Native Maps installation. Okay. So right now we should be able to run our iOS app, iOS, and we can already create the screen where we will display the map itself. So let's go to screens and let's create here a new screen called search results map. Search results map. Yep. Here we'll create a file index.js. I'm gonna generate the boilerplate for a functional component. So here I'm gonna call it search results. Results map. Search result map. And we can import it in our navigation search results tab navigator. Let's import it here. Search results map. Let's call it search results map, and let's let's render it in our map screen. So here, instead of search results, we're gonna send a search results map. So if we save, if we go through all the screens that we have here, let's go start, we will see a list, and if we go to the map, we see our not just a component, which means that we render our newly created component. So let's have a look in the documentation how you render a map. So it's pretty easy. We just import the map view from React Native Maps, and we render it like this, giving it an initial region. So let's do it here, and hopefully it will. No, it doesn't want. So let's just import map view from React map view. No, it's not React Native Maps. How is it called? React Native Maps. My short-term memory on the point. Okay, I think that it needs some styles, because again, if I give it to this view style, let me try with save, export default. What's statement expected? What? Did I do something wrong there? Nope. What's happening? I don't see the issue here. Okay, now I see it. So yeah, okay, the map itself also need a style, and for it we will also say that it's full width. And will it work now? Of course it will. Now we see a map rendered, and that means that our setup for iOS went as expected. So let's not continue this until we set up the maps for Android as well, and then we can continue working on the map itself. So let's go here and scroll to our build configuration for Android. I need some water. Okay, we don't need this because it's 59 and lower. We have 60. We skip this one as well. React Native all version. So we need, let's open our build.gradle, and we can find our build.gradle in the Android build Gradle, and here in the build scripts, the ext, we need to add the Play Services version and also Android Maps util version. Let's add them here. And the current version of Play Services is 17. For Android Maps util, I found it. You can access this somewhere. There is a link. Yeah, these links, and you can find the version. So let me just have a look at what version is currently. It's 2.2.0 for Android Maps utils, 2.2.0. As of today, this is the latest version. So other than that, the setup in this file is done. Let's go to the next one. Okay. React Native all version. If you don't have, okay, but we have. Yeah, we skip this one as well. And this is the next step that we need to take. In Android manifest.xml, we need to add this meta data with the API key, and here we will set up the API key. And we copy this and we make sure to place them inside the application tag. So Android app source main, Android manifest. And in the application tag, we can do it, yeah, at the bottom here. Let's add them here. Come on. And we should paste the API key here, and we will use the same API key as we set up, for example, for, I don't know, app.delegate. Okay, and you will only need this to add the use. I'm not sure if we need actually this one. You will also need to add this. Did I add it while I was testing? I'm not sure if we need that one. So let me check. Where is the API key? Yeah, we actually had it. So yeah, add this as well. Okay, React Native 59 and lower, it's not for us. For all version, ensure that you have Google Play services installed. All right, let's have a look and check if our application is working on Android. And I'm gonna do yarn Android. Hopefully my PC will hold on like all the streaming application, 2 emulators, like 5. So yeah, this is the previous application. Let's close it. Yeah, this Android emulator is going so slow. Come on. So slow. Please don't crash my PC. So, are you working? I guess you haven't updated your Airbnb app. Do you mean that the design nowadays is different? I think that I installed the application just before Yeah, just before starting these tutorials. And also maybe they usually do A/B tests, and if you have a different design, maybe we are in different groups and they are testing different design, how they look. Okay. All right. Come on. 90%. Let's go. Let's go. Please work. Please work. I don't want to spend the next hour debugging and figuring out like why. Oh no. Why have notification one there? So let's go. It's slow, but we can see if it will work. Please work. Please work. Yes, autocomplete works. Let's go. Next, search, maps, map. So slow. How could I work with an Android emulator for so long? When I thought like, why I'm not using iOS emulator? They're running much. And yes, it renders. So that means that everything is set up correctly on Android as well. So if you follow along what I have been doing, you should be good to go, and your application should run on Android and on iOS, as we can see here. If you have any issues, first of all, go through the troubleshooting in the installation guide. You can see it here. So for example, if there is no map, try to do these steps and so on. Or if that doesn't help, join our Discord channel and ask me there or down below in the comments, and I'll try to help you. For now, I'm gonna close this slow ass emulator, and we will continue setting up our maps. Where are you? So let's close everything, source, and let's open our screen, search map results. Yeah, this is our map. One thing that I want to do, should I? Okay, let me think what's the next step we need to take. So we install the library, we enable Google API, make sure billing is enabled, we install the API key. Now let's work with displaying a marker, to display a marker on the screen. Okay, all right. So initially, I'm gonna just adjust, where is my map view? Yeah, the latitude and longitude value, because my dummy data is somewhere there. So it's around 28.3 latitude, minus 16.5 longitude, and 0.8 longitude delta and latitude delta. So let's save that, and if I refresh the application, what's going on? What's going on? From time to time, the refresh button doesn't work. Like I press it like Command R and I should spam it until it works. I hate that. So I think that I'm gonna hard code it that screen because I don't want to go through so many steps until I get there. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go in navigation, and this is just for easy development. I'm gonna go into the home tab navigator, and instead of a explore navigator, I'm just gonna display the map itself, and then we're gonna change it back. So I'm gonna comment this one, I'm gonna duplicate, and instead of explore navigator, I'm gonna do search results maps. like this, save, and yeah, this is explore, and we see right away the maps. Now it's gonna be much easier to not go through all those steps. Okay, so if we go to our React Native maps, here is a way how we can render a marker. So we just display a marker from React Native Maps. We give it coordinates, title, and description, which we will not need. So let's copy and see how it works. So inside our map view, we check where it ends. It's here. And we need to delete the closing tag and add an actual closing tag in order to be able to display a child, which is a marker. So let's import the marker from React Native Maps. Marker, like this. For the latitude, I'm gonna copy these two. I'm gonna send them here as a hard-coded string. Will it work? Will it work? We'll see. Make sure it's double curly braces, like one for saying that it's an object and one for starting with JavaScript. Same way here. And we don't need the title and description. We just need that marker. Let's now save. And we see the marker on the map. Oh, that's interesting because I'm wondering if... Oh no. On the iOS, we are using the iOS maps. If you see here in the corner, it says Apple Maps. Because on Android, I remember that the marker had a different style. So we had something wrong there. How do... Yeah, let's check if we skipped one step there for installing for iOS. So let's go building for iOS. Okay. Found, alright, your project target. Yep. Enable Google Maps on iOS. React Native all versions. Did we did finish launching with option, and here is... I think I didn't rerun it on iOS or what? No, I did. iOS. iOS Airbnb clone up delegate M. We import Google Maps. All right, and in the did finish launching with options as the first line. We add this. Okay. What else? We added this above use native modules, and then we should run let's try to run again pod install use native modules. We added this. Okay, let's try again to do npx pod install. Maybe I forgot to install the pods. And now let's do yarn iOS. Hey, tech guy. Tech guy said he was just searching to know which platform should I learn for app development, and your video showed up. So for what is your objective? Do you want to develop mobile applications or like any applications, like web applications, or what is your goal? And maybe I can try to help you. Let's go. Build successfully, installing, and it's still iOS maps. What did I do wrong? Build. That's interesting. I have it. Let me check. iOS, Airbnb clone, delegate M. Okay, we imported this library in app delegate M. Okay, on the top. And here as a first line, we have a GMS services. Save. I'm pretty sure that everything that we're gonna build will be the same using Google Maps, but I don't want to risk it. So I'll try to make sure that we are using Google Maps instead of iOS Maps. So let's make sure that I didn't miss anything here. Oh, okay. I remember. I'm big brain, stupid brain. So actually it works, but in the map view, we need to send another variable. So we need to say that the provider, okay, provider is provider Google. Okay, I could wasted like 1 hour understanding why it doesn't work. So now, yeah, now we see the Google logo here, which means that we are using the maps from Google. Okay, we have a marker, we have a coordinate. Now we need to actually style those coordinates to style this marker, because in our application we need to display like the price on the map as following. Like in a bubble, we display the price. So to do that, we can where is it? Yeah, marker. We can send some children component to the marker itself, and when we do so, it will render the children elements. So I will delete the end tag from here, and I will add the marker down below. So for the custom marker here, we will render it inside a view, and we will have a text here that will display right now hard-coded value like this. So let's have a look here, save, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's there. Let me try to zoom in. Yeah, it's there. It's written like 300. So we can also style them. So that's what we are gonna do now. But what I want to do, no, let's first style it. So styles. Okay, for the style, we don't need the height and width. We will say that the background color will be white, like that. It will have some padding to have some space, 5. Now the 300 here looks a bit better. But let me put it from new line to see it better. So we added sorry So border radius, to make it round, we'll add it around 10. Yeah, it's round. Then border color, let's add it as gray, and border width will be 1 to have some nice little border to be able to see it on the map. Yeah, we can see it there. So border radius, maybe we can even increase the border radius to make it more round, as we see here. Okay. For the text as well, we need to send some styles. Let's say that the font weight should be bold. Save. Okay, now we can see it much better on the screen. Yeah, this is how we can customly render a marker on the map. And now, instead of just rendering one marker with hard-coded data, let's try to render all our accommodations that we will import from our dummy data. And let's try to render them on the map based on their latitude and longitude. So if we have a look at the assets data, our feed, here we can see a list of places. That is our dummy data. Later on, we will receive this from our API. However, at the moment, this dummy data doesn't have longitude and latitude. So go ahead and download the dummy data that I updated on the link that you can find where assets.notjust.dev.airbnb, and you will find the dummy data there with updated values. So let me try to find it on my PC somewhere, that dummy data. Okay, so I'm gonna go here, Airbnb somewhere, and Airbnb assets and feed.js. And yeah, here I'm gonna just copy from that file and replace it here. So the new file contains this coordinate field with latitude and longitude. We will use these variables to be able to render our markers on the map. So let's go ahead and import the places from data, not assets. Assets? No, come on. Where is it? Assets? Yeah. Data feed. Okay, places. We have it here. I'm gonna go ahead and take this custom marker and put it inside a separate component in order to have it more reusable and to keep our file cleaner. Because right now, as you can see, it's already a lot and it will be harder to understand in future. So let's copy the marker where it starts and where it ends. Let's copy it. And in our source.components, I'm gonna create a custom component called custom marker. I'm gonna create a file index.js there. JS. Come on. Functional component. Let's import everything we need. And we can paste in the values that we copied. The marker. Come on. I need to give it a name. Custom marker. We need to export it. I need to reformat it. Code. How is it? A reformat code. So this custom marker will receive the coordinates from our props, so we can take them destructure them here as coordinate props. yeah, we will take coordinate from props and we will render them here. We'll send them, instead of dummy data, we'll send them through props coordinate, right? Like this. And also we will take the price from props to be able to display different prices on the map. Price. So instead of 300 here, I'm gonna open the curly braces and write price to display it from our props. Okay, that's cool. Now I can import our custom component here as custom marker. That's somewhere there. Come on, you can do it like that. And let's delete the marker from here. Now here we need to loop through all the places, and for each place to render one marker on the map. And to do that, we can use the map function from JavaScript, which loops through one array and transforms it to something else. So for example, we can do places.map, and for each place we want to return a custom marker. And we will say that the coordinate is equal to place.coordinate, and price, let's do it like this, coordinate and price. The price will be place dot and in our feed we have, I think, new price. Let's save and have a look at what happened. We see a new 55 there, but is it everything that we need? Yeah, as you can see, we have on the map already 4 sorry, we have 4 markers, and these markers are coming from our data from our dummy data. So come on, what's happening there? Where is my code? I've lost it. Okay, so yeah, we map through all the places, and for each place we render a custom marker. That's cool. Now the next step is to be able to press on a marker and select it, and the selected marker should be displayed with black background and white text to be able to differentiate between selected and non-selected. And to do that, let's keep in state a variable of the current selected place. So let's do let's say selected place ID, and we're gonna keep just the ID of it, because knowing the ID we can easily find it in our list and in our dummy data. Set selected place ID equal to use state. Initially it will be null, because initially nothing is selected, and use state should be imported, and I don't know why they don't complete here. Use state. Okay, use state, that's good. So whenever we press on a marker, we should set the selected place with the ID that we selected. So for example, if we press here, we will set it in state, and then based on that we will be able to render it, a different style. So let's say we will send here is selected, and this will be a boolean field if this place is selected or not. So when this place will be selected, only when place.id, like the current place ID, is equal to the selected place ID from our state. So when that are equal, that place we can send it as selected. So we will be able to to display it differently. So yeah, let me just put it as the last one. Okay, so on press, we will send a custom function here. So whenever we press, we will call set selected, and we'll set the current place ID to our state. This way we will be able to display different styles and to press and change it in our state. So let's go. I need to drink some water. Okay, let's go back to our custom marker, and from props we will receive two more options: on press and is selected. On press, oh come on, and is selected. With on press, it's pretty easy. We send it to the on press of the marker. So on press is equal to on press, because they have this property and they call it whenever we press on that. So that's easy. With is selected, we need to declare some different styles based on this is selected. So the background color will depend on the is selected field. So if that marker is selected, the background color will be black. Otherwise, it will be white. The same way goes to the color of the text. So color of the text will depend on the is selected variable. So if it's selected, it's white, and otherwise it's black. Okay, let's save. Nothing should happen. However, when we press on something, now we see that that particular marker has been selected and is displayed with different styles. And if we press on something else, they again move to the one that we have actually pressed. Okay, that's good. That's probably it with our maps and how we render, how we first set up, then render the maps, render custom markers on the maps, and also how to render different styles for the markers dynamically based on which one we press and so on. So that was it. Later we will implement something even more interesting. So maps, yeah, just maps. Okay, install, enable, make sure billing is enabled, get API key, and render everything there. Whew, awesome. How are you doing, guys? Are you still here? Are you following along? So Adarsh is saying you can also make a mini video or a blog for adding different fonts in React Native. Yeah, that's very good idea, and I thought about that. I have it in my ideas list. My ideas list is quite big, and I wish I had more time to actually film these videos and release them, but it's gonna come, definitely. Sir Abdullahs, finally I caught you live. Yay! Hello. Sumad looks amazing. Thank you very much. And with the next feature, it will look even more amazing. You'll see like how interactive it will feel. Teach Flutter, man. Your company teach React Native. Teach Flutter. At the moment, I will teach React Native. I'll stick with React Native because that's what I'm using day to day at my work. And yeah, I think that React Native has a very good community and a lot of potential. So yeah, that's why I stick with React Native. Maybe in future I will do some Flutter. Okay, which one is better, class component or functional component to be used? Which one React Native developers should use in their app? As soon as React introduced hooks, we switched to do everything in functional component, because everything is so much elegant and so much better in terms of code readability. First of all, you have these hooks that help you drastically, and there are like very simple use cases. For example, the use navigation hook improved our code quality and readability so much, because we were passing the navigation through props through all the components down to the smallest component where you actually need that navigation. So it was a mess. Like if you forget from one component to pass the navigation, like your app wasn't working. But with hooks, like you don't need to pass this navigation, you just need to use the use navigation hook. So it's so much simpler, and like most of the components don't need navigation, only like some buttons need navigation. And like this simple use case improved our code readability so much, and much more. Like a lot of things are easier with functional components. Okay, Uber Eats clone. All right, we'll see in future. So guys, let's move on. We are 2 hours in. Hopefully we can finish in 1 hour. Okay, so the next step is the a place carousel item component, and I'm speaking about, oh, I forgot about my cool plugin. I don't have it now. So I'm speaking right now, but let me open it, because I paid money for it, so I need to show off this one. So how can I already forgot how to activate it. Oh, here it is. So yeah, here I'm speaking about the a component that will display our place or like accommodation with the image, the number of beds, the title, and so on. It will display in a bit different way than we are displaying it in the list, because we need it very condensed, like to be very the height to be like, I don't know, like 100 pixel or so, and then we will use this component to create that carousel. So without further ado, let's start working on this. And yep, let's open my code, and here I will close all tabs, and in the source components I'm gonna create this directory for, I don't know, post a carousel item, something like this. I can actually start from our post component because it will be quite similar, so I just need to rearrange the things on the screen in order to display them the way we want it. So let's just copy and paste the post component into the post carousel item. And now let's try to render it in our search results map here. Search results map here, map view, and down below I will just add it, I don't know, inside the view. Inside the view with some styles, which will be position absolute, and I'll display them at the bottom of the page, like 10 pixels from the end. And inside here I will display the post carousel item. I definitely misspelled it, but let's try to import it and see. So import post, easier to just, I'm a lazy person. like that. So post carousel item, here we need to send a post. So the post will be, let's just take the places at position 0. So the first post from our dummy data. Places, save. And we see our post rendered here. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So it's a good starting point to make sure that from this, we need to render it this way. So we need to rearrange some stuff on the screen, make the font smaller, and so on. So now let's go into our index. And yeah, currently, as you see that all our items, which is image, text, and so on, are displayed as rows, and they have like the same direction. Like everything is a row in this view. However, in our case here, we have 2 columns. We think about this as a separate column. This one is a new column, and the right container will contain like rows. So that's what we need to do right now, to put everything except the image into a view like this. View. And for the container, we'll say, the container will say that the flex direction is flex direction, or how is it called? Flex display direction. Oh my god, my brain freezes. All right, where in the, come on, Vadim, think. Yeah, flex direction. Why it doesn't give me autocomplete? Row, save. Yeah, is displayed as row. The thing is that now the image is displayed as width 100%. So the width in this case will be automatically set, and we need to set the height to 100%. So we need it to take the height of the whole container here. So height is 100%. For the aspect ratio of the image, we will need 1 by 1, so we send like 1. That's good. For the image, I think that's it, right? Yeah, we'll need also to remove the border radius from the image, because we don't need it here. Okay, for the container, let's add some styles here. But I'm gonna add another inner container, because I need to split some styles such as shadows and things like that. So in the postcard, I'm gonna add another view here with a style of the inner container, and I'm gonna close it just at the end. So here, right? Come on. Save. Okay, so for our container, which is the outer container, here we will declare the height of the container. Height will be, let's try 120 pixels. That's good. The flex direction shouldn't be on the top container, it should be on the inner container. Now we see it better. Okay. For this container, for the outer container, we'll add some padding to display some spacing between the items, and I think 5 will be enough. What else? For the inner container here, let's display a background color. Background color white. Save. Let's add a border radius. Border radius 10. Border radius 10, and the problem is that we don't see the border radius because of the image. So we can set that overflow should be hidden, so everything that goes outside our inner container should be hidden. So if we save, now we see the border radius displayed correctly here, because everything else is hidden. So what else? Yeah, now we need to render to set the width of this container, and we cannot set it with 100% like of the screen or something like that, because we will render it in a horizontal view, and that view will be very long, and we will be able to scroll through it. So that's why we cannot do it right here, and we'll do it in the index, and we'll set it the width based on the width of a screen. So we can take the width of a screen using a hook with use window dimensions dot width. It was imported from React Native. So for our container, we are going to put this to merge two styles. So the width will be width minus, and we need to do like minus like around 60 pixels to have some space around, because if you see in the next part, whenever we see one component, we should actually see a bit of a second one in order to know that there is something and we need to scroll. So that's why it's not 100% of a screen. That's why I added like minus 60 there. So minus 60. Where is it? Post carousel item, right? Okay. What else? Why is it so in the search results I'm gonna add some like bottom 20, even more, right? 30, 40, yeah, something like that. And we need to delete some items from here because it's should be much a bit simplified. So in the post carousel item, we don't have a total price. We only have a price per night there, and we also don't have an old price. So let's save this one. It's a bit better. Let's say delete some space from here. Yeah, I think that's good. And on this view, we can add some margin horizontal, and we can add, I don't know, like 5 pixels to have some space between, or even 10 to have some space here. All right, so if I add a flex 1 to take up the whole space from here and not overflow, yeah, I think that's good enough for our postcard carousel. So yeah, we finished the place carousel item component, which based on place item, it renders this view, and we can use this view in our next step where we will render the carousel flat list. So let me just check a bit the chat, what people are saying. Okay. Alexander agrees, hooks are adorable. Yep, with hooks you can do nice things. Okay, guys, let's continue because my voice is cracking. I don't know why. Yeah, I was sick this week, so maybe that's why. We need to use this place carousel item in our flat list, in a flat list. So first of all, let me add everything to Git. Git add git commit -m carousel item. And now, where is it? Okay, carousel item is done. We can go into the search results map, and here, instead of rendering just one post carousel, we will render a flat list. So we should import it from React Native, and you should be already familiar with how to use flat list. We need to send a data property, and the data will be our places because that's what we want to render. And for the render item, we will take the item from here, and we will return the how is it called? I already forgot. Post carousel item, and the post will be our item. Something like that. Let's save, and we see the what's happening. Oh, I didn't want that. Okay, we see our flat list rendered here. We need to render it horizontally, so we just send a property horizontal, and that's it. It renders nicely horizontally. We need to hide the scroll bar, so we say show horizontal scroll indicator false. Okay, it disappeared. What else? Why it's not displayed properly? I think we have, where is then? I think that they just don't fit there, and in my case I used a smaller font here. So yeah, let's adjust the font of the text and also some spacing between them. So components, post carousel item, style, and here for the description, let's say a font of 14 or 15. Line height, we don't need that. And for the price, we can also go with a 15. Okay, bedrooms 10. All right, I think that's good enough. Okay, so we rendered our post item component, and while we are here, we can also, if you see here, I rendered a bit of shadow underneath. So in order to display some shadow, there is a nice shadow generator, React Native shadow, and there is this React Native shadow generator. So you can set like the depth of a shadow. I'm gonna go with something like this, and you just need to copy this shadow properties, and we can place them on our components, post carousel item, style, and on our container. Save, and now it renders some shadow underneath the items. That looks, I think, much better. Whenever you're in doubt like how to make something look better, just add some shadows and it's gonna pop. That was like our inside joke every time at the startups. When something doesn't look good, like we add some shadows and it instantly looks better. So okay, on something more important. Okay, here is our flat list. Okay, for the flat list, we need to implement that feature that will snap the elements as a carousel, will snap them in the middle, because right now you can easily scroll through the items and they are not centered. For example, if you look like this, you don't see neither the left one nor the right one. So in order to do that, we will send a couple of properties to our flat list. And the first one will be snap to interval. Snap to interval will should receive snap to interval should receive the width of our items. So the width of our items depended on the width of of the screen. So let's do the same here. From React Native dot width, and snap to interval, or our width was width of the screen minus 60. Okay, the next one was snap to alignment, and we can either snap to the start of the item, to the end, but we want to actually to center the item whenever we snap, so it will be always in the middle of the screen. And also the deceleration rate, which will indicate how fast it will snap. So let's save, and with these three components we can now if I scroll and release, it will center my items. So you see that they are centered correctly. This is the last item and that's why it's not centered, but other than that, like everyone snaps. You can see a bit of the left component, a bit of the right component. That's how you know that there are still other components and you can actually scroll through them. All right, that's our carousel. That's our carousel container, like the flat list. Let's add them. Carousel list. Okay, so the next thing is we should somehow, where is it? Yeah, we should sync the carousel with our map. So whenever we press on an item on the map, come on, where is my code? Yeah, whenever we press on an item in the map, we should scroll this list in order to display that that item. So how can we do that? First of all, we need to define a listener, like a effect, for that will be called every time our selected place ID is changed. So whenever we press on this, it will change the selected place ID, and we need to run some code whenever this happens. To do that, we can run use effect, which is used for specifically these side effects that should happen. So something happens, and on the side we also need to do something else. And as dependency, we will put the selected place ID to make sure that this function will be called only when the selected place ID is changed. So let's import use effect from React. Use effect, use F. If I could type effect, use effect. So let's say console warn scroll to selected place ID. So scroll to null initially, and we can avoid that because the first time it will also be called, and the first time our selected place ID is null. So let's have a check here. If selected place ID is null, which we can write it as following, we will return. So we will get out of this function. So let's save now. And we don't see initially the console warn. However, when we press, we see scroll to the index 0, scroll to index 2, and so on. So now we should think how we should implement this scrolling mechanism. So okay. The first thing is we need to we need to tell the flat list to scroll to one element. And to do so, we need to save a reference to this flat list to be able to access it. So to do that, we are going to need to declare flat list use ref, a reference. And using this reference, which we will import from React, we can, we will first give it to our flat list, ref, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, not ref, but ref flat list, because that's how we call it, flat list. So knowing this, we can call flatlist dot scroll to index and give it an index, and then it will automatically scroll to that element. I would also check if flatlist is not null here in order not to have some errors. So if selected place ID is null or flatlist is null, we will not do anything. But if they are not null, first of all, we need to find the index of the element in our list. So, our index will be places.find index, and it suggested me to autocomplete. So for each place, we will check if place ID is equal to the selected place ID from our state, and if that's the case, we will return the index. With that index, we can say flatlist.current.scroll to index, and let's send the index as it expects an object, so that's why we need to put them in curly braces. So it expects index.index, but we can simplify that and just say index. Save. If we press on this one, our list automatically scrolls to this item, and so on. If we press on the other one here, as you can see, it scrolls automatically whenever we press on a different item here. What else? The next step is also the reverse. Like, let me try to. It should work the other way around. Whenever we scroll through the list, our items should be highlighted to be able to see where is this property on the map. So when we scroll, we need to update the map and display the marker, depending on the list item that is currently displayed on the screen. So to do that, we can register, we can send to the flat list a property. Viewability on viewability items changed, and this is a function that is going to be called whenever the list item changed, and it will send us viewable items and the items that has been changed. So let me try to, it will send us the viewable items, so we can actually console log viewable items, and if we save, changing on viewable items on the fly is not supported. I'm gonna refresh this. Refresh. Airbnb clone here. No, not this one. The other one. This one. So if I scroll, then something should be console logged. So let's go to our debugger where we can find it here. So here is our items, and this is called like this item is visible because it's actually visible on the screen. Then the middle item from here is visible. And the third item, which is also visible on the screen, but it's very little, like, I don't know, like 1% or 10% of that item is visible on the screen. And that's not what we wanted to do, because we need only the middle item, the item that is visible more than, I don't know, 70% of the screen, because if we are like this, we still want this to be the active one. So we actually can send some properties to our flat list, and this is the viewability config. And the viewability config contains property item visible, right? Visible percent threshold. Try to remember that threshold, something like that. And here we need to say, like, whenever the item is visible more than 70%, it should be considered as visible. And most probably it's only one S visible. So right now, if I save, on the fly is not supported, and I need to refresh it. And shortly we will fix this issue, because right now we can just change it, and I will scroll one time. I will check the debugger, and now we can see that only one item is visible, and it's the one with ID 1. That's actually what we wanted, because the item on the left and item on the right, they are visible, but they are not enough visible. They are not more than 70% on the screen. So if I scroll again, the item that is visible is with ID 3. So that's cool. That's what we need. And I was having this problem whenever I change something here, I get an exception. Changing on viewable item, change on the fly is not supported. And I had a lot of issues with this. The problem is that it's something internally with a flat list and how they handle this viewability config. And the workaround will be to use references for the viewability config and for this callback. So let's copy this object and declare it in a ref. So const view config is use ref, and inside here we can pass it as initial value this one. So we can use this config to pass it down below with the current value. This way, if I save and if I change the value on top, for example 30, let's save. The same things we should do with with this function. So on view changed dot current on view changed, and I will declare it as well as a reference on view changed use ref, and I'll pass in our function. Let's save. And right now I can change these values without any issues, and I don't have any errors for refreshing, and it refresh automatically. It also fixes some other problems whenever we want to use state in the on view changed, and that's what we need next, because every time we change our view here, we need to change the active place or the selected place in our state. So okay, let's change the state and set in our state the element which is currently on the screen. So first of all, let's check if viewable items dot length is more than 0, because there might be a situation where no items are visible on the screen. So we want to take selected place will be viewable items, because it's an array. We will take the first one, so we can do like that, and also dot item, because that component has also the index and so on, but one of them is the item. So having this item, we can say that set selected place ID to the selected place dot ID. So from here, let's save. And now with this implemented, let's think if something will work. Let me try to refresh. Yeah, right now we see that the one with 20, this one with 20 is active on the map, and whenever we change the page, it automatically changed the active state to the one with 65, which is this one, and so on. So yeah, whenever we changed the list here, we changed the items in the map, and vice versa. If I press here, it goes to the first one. If I press here, it goes to the last one. If I press here, it goes here, and so on. So now we have a two-way binding between our map and our flat list. And whenever we change something, it reflects in the other component and vice versa. All right, so one more thing that I want to implement is, let's say that we zoomed in on this map here on this item to see it closer. We zoomed it here, and whenever we want to see the other one, it actually changes, but we don't see it on the map. So it would be nice if we can where is it? Yeah, it would be nice if we can animate the map and move the map on the current active position. So we can do that with but we also need to, the same way as we have a reference to our flat list, we need a reference to our map, because there is a specific method on the map which we can call to animate and move the map around. So let's use a ref here. Let's send it to our map. Ref is map. And we can use the method, where is it? Whenever we change the where should we I think this should happen in the where is it? The use effect. I lost it. Use effect. Yeah, I think it should happen in this use effect whenever we change the selected place ID, and we know that the selected place. Actually, we don't know it yet, but we will know it. So const selected place is equal to places at index, because we already know the index, and we need to define a region on where the map will zoom in. So let's define the region. Const region is equal to so the latitude will be selected place dot coordinate dot latitude. The longitude, the same one, selected place is coordinate longitude, and also two more things like latitude delta. Latitude delta, where is it? Delta. And this defines like how far away, how zoomed in you should be. So I'll put a 0.8 here, and latitude, longitude data, 0.8 again. And using this region object that we define here, we can say map dot current dot animate to region. Save. Okay, so now let's check what happens if I move to this one. It centers this item on our screen. If I move here, it centers here. So that's good. If we just move around the map and we go back to an item, it shows us in the middle. Same happens if we click on this, it centers the map. So this way we get like a really responsive map that actually works, centers everything like based on user input. It also has this list which we can scroll, and it automatically updates the map with the active place. Yeah, and I think that's a really awesome feature, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. And yeah, I hope that I will use it in more projects, and it will be also helpful for you in some of your projects, because yeah, there are a lot of cases where you need to render some things on the map, some businesses or some places, and when you can do this in a nice way like this with custom markers, with custom carousel to display more information about that place, with being able to update them on the fly, very responsive to the user. I think that's really powerful, and that's a really nice design. So without that, let me add everything, and let's think if I implemented everything from this one. So yeah, map and list synchronization, sync. Yeah, sync with the map. I think that I think it's done with this one. So let's see if people are still here. It's quite a long build, 2.5 hours already, and I have never been to the toilet. So I'm gonna be back in 1 minute, guys. Don't leave. And we're gonna continue with one more feature, which was requested by one of you guys. So 1 minute, and I'm back. Hey, thank you for waiting. And okay, so how is it going, guys? Are you following along? Ricky asked, how did he get his terminal like that? I have a lot of plugins installed, and I usually do that when I get the PC, and after that I never touch them. So I don't remember which exactly, but it's definitely based on one on one blog post. So if I'll find that, I will make sure to send you. So let me know if you still need it. And it's actually useful. It shows you like which branch you are on, like how many commits. Yeah, commits are not pushed yet. Yeah, and a lot of things. So let's drink some water. Okay, guys. Actually, this is everything that I have planned for today. But one of you, exactly Priyank, asked me very much to implement the detailed view of one accommodation, and I'm gonna try to do that real quick now to show you how you can define a separate page for each individual place in one list and navigate to that page when you click on that item. So I'm not gonna go into a lot of details of the of that specific page, but I'm gonna show you only how to set up, how to structure it, and how to navigate. So let's go here and we will create a separate screen because that's one screen. Directory will be post post screen or accommodation screen. I called it post to keep it consistent with other builds because you have like posts in a feed, but here you can call it, I don't know, accommodation, place, flat, whatever you want. So let's declare the index file of our post screen functional component, post screen, and here post screen. Okay. In our post screen, I will actually render it instead of the maps in the Explorer. So I'll do the same little hack in our Home tab navigator. And here, instead of the Explorer navigator, I will render the post page. All right. And it's gonna be from post screen. Yeah, not post page, post screen. Keep it consistent. All right. So here it is. We see not just a component there. Awesome. Okay, in our post screen, we will have we will display something very simple, similar to our post component. So let me just yeah, I will actually reuse that component, so I will include it here. So we will have a view, we will have a post which will receive a post equal to post. I will take it shortly. So this post we will import from our components. Import post from components post. And the data for the post, right now I'm just gonna take it, I'm just gonna say like import places from assets. No, one more. Assets, data feed, and our post will be equal to places at position 1. So I will take the first post from our list, but shortly I'll show you how to dynamically take it based on the ID that we'll receive through navigation. But right now let's just do it like this. Let's save. So we see our post displayed here. So in the view, I will add a background color white. Yeah, that's better. And I don't know. Yeah, so here, instead of rendering a post, you will probably render a detailed post. So I don't know, in the components, let's do something similar. So you have post, let's copy paste the post into a post page or detailed post. Detailed post. Let's come here, and in the index, I don't know, it will have a long description, and first of all let's import it here instead of post detailed post, so we know that we are working with it. Save. Right now it's still the same. However, in the index, let's save it. We will also want to render a long description. So text will have like post dot long description, and we need to define this long description in our data. So let's go assets data feed and add, besides a description, we don't even have a description. Oh, we have title, we have type and title, and yeah, let's say this is just a description. So the description will be, I'm gonna take some dummy text from lorem ipsum, lorem ipsum. And let's take this text and put it here. Let's do the same description for every other one to be able to render something. Paste. All right, let's save. And now we see underneath here the description, the long description. So we can go to our detailed post style and give this text styles dot long description, and in the styles let's define the style for this, and we'll have like, I don't know, like font size not 18 but probably 16, line height 20, line height 24, yeah, something like that. And I don't know, margin vertical 20. Okay, that's just to show you what you can do. Of course, you can take this one step further and render whatever information you want about that post in this post page. And okay, let me do one more thing, show you how to display if the description is too long. So detailed post here. Let's say that the description will be even longer. So here I'm gonna add one more lorem ipsum. Come on. So I'm gonna add it here. Oh, come on. No, please. It crashed. Not it stopped. Come on. You can do it. Please don't do that. I don't want to lose this stream. Are you here? Are you here? Why it's not responding? Let's wait a bit to see if it recovers. Hey, I think it will be faster to just close it. Hey, are you here? WebStorm. kill process. All right, and let's open it again. Sorry for that, but it happens. Airbnb clone. Okay, we need just to do yarn start and yarn iOS. Yarn iOS. So what I was doing, I was changing here the length of a description. So I think I copied pasted. I will add 2 more lorem ipsum to have a very long text. And I'll show you how to have a scrollable page. Okay, app build successful. Come on, let's go. Yeah, so our app is very long, but we cannot scroll right now. So in order to be able to scroll, we'll import the scrollable component from React Native, and we're gonna replace the top view with a scrollable and save. Hopefully it will work. Element type is invalid, expect a string. It doesn't oh yeah, the scrollable expects only one child. So let's go ahead, go back where we had the view and just put a scrollable around it. So scrollable, and we copy the whole view here and we put it inside the scrollable. Will it work now? Element type expect string for building. What the? Cannot resolve scrollable. It's not scrollable. Scroll view. Scroll view. I forgot. So scroll view. Save. And right now we can scroll through the page as you would do in any other page if you have a lot of content here. So with that said, let's now render this page, detailed page, somewhere where it actually belongs. So let's go into our source navigation, because right now we just render it randomly here, and we can go and delete from home tab navigator. We can delete the post screen and we can uncomment the explore navigator, and this will show us the welcome screen. So where should we display this post page? We can do that in the root navigator. So in the root navigator is our router, and here we have our home, destination searches, guests, and we can have a new screen here called post page or post. It will display a post screen, and hopefully it will. It's not from there. Post screen. Well, you know where to. Yeah, from here. The title will be just accommodation or something like that. And I don't even know how to write accommodation. Okay, having this post here, we are able to navigate here from some other component. So where do we want to navigate here? We want it from some components. For example, from our post index, we need to set a function whenever we press on this post. So we will import the pressable, and we will replace the view with the pressable. We give it a style on press. Go to post page. So let's implement this function. Const go to post page, and here we need to navigate. So to navigate, we need to import the use navigation hook to be able to take the navigation. Use navigation from React Navigation Native. And here we'll say const navigation equal to use navigation, and we can say navigation dot navigate to the page post that we define there. Let's save, and that means that whenever we go here, search, and we press on this post, it should go us to the accommodation page of that post. And if we press on the next one, it should also go to a specific page, but now we see that it goes to the same page, like it has the same data. So we should somehow send a property like to which exact post you want to go, like not to any post, but to a specific post. We can do that by sending here an object with all our parameters. So instead of sending the whole post object, it's better to send IDs through navigation. So we'll send post ID is post ID. So we send this information to our post page. So that means that in our screens, post screen index, we should receive this information there. So let's import another hook called use route from navigation native, React Navigation Native. At the top of a component, we'll say const route is equal to use route, and and whenever we and let's just console log route.params and see what we receive there. So let's press on this one. Let's go to our debugger, and we see that we receive an object with post ID 0. If we go back and go to the next one, we receive post ID 1. So we know the ID of the post that we want to display. Now we need to filter through all the places and get the one with that ID. So the const post will be places dot find place, and the place we'll check place ID if it's equal to the route dot params dot post ID, params dot post ID, like this. Let's save and hope that it works. So we press on the first one, remember 20 per night, and this image, we see it here. We go back, we press on the third one, 55 per night, and it displays that specific information. So that's how you implement post page, and you send through navigation, and try to send as little information as possible. So instead of sending the whole post, I could do that as well. I only send the ID, because here right now we can filter through the dummy data, but later on we can do a get request to our API and receive only the data about that post. So okay, that's how you do that. And remember to implement that in other places as well, because if we go to our map, we should also be able to press on this item and go there. So to do that, we do similar to what we did here. We use navigation, we import navigation. Here. And we say go to post page, and instead of a view we have a pressable with on press is equal to go to post page without calling it. Be sure that whenever you send a function, you not call it, because it will call it instantly and it will navigate instantly. Sorry. Okay, we import the pressable here on the top, save it, and let's try to press it, and we go to that navigation. We go back, we are still here, we press on the second one, like with this image, it's here, boom. Press on this one, here, boom, list. All right, so Priyank, here you go. Are you satisfied? Is that what you actually wanted to know how to do it, like the basic structure of the pages, like how you can navigate, how you can send data from navigation? And I think that what you're displaying here is not that hard to do. Like you just do like, yeah, you just render text or tables or images or flat list or yeah, a reservation form, buttons and so on. So I think that steps I covered, so you can take as an example other places where we render things like that. But now you have the basic structure of a project. Hey, thank you very much for another donation. Thank you. I really wanted to learn params concept. Yeah, so here it is. You send params as a second object in the navigate. Try to send as little params as possible and do the hard work inside the component. Okay. Adarsh, hello. So guys, let's try to run this application on Android and make sure that it works there as well. Because we finished everything that we planned today. So let's have a demo and look once we have our Android here and our iOS. Let's wait until it installs because this is the old version. Yeah, someone is saying just make one video about the correct folder architecture and pattern to be followed by React Native developers. Yeah, thank you for recommendation. I think that's a good topic. And it's very important in order to keep your project manageable when you grow, because if it's a mess, it's going to be harder to find things. So yeah, I think it's a good subject to talk. Thank you very much. Priyank says, yes, loved it. Thank you so much. This is so helpful. You're the best. Thank you very much for appreciating my work, and I really hope that it helps you. And yeah, let's learn together. So here we have application on the left running on Android, on the right running on iOS. This is the home page whenever you open the application. On the bottom we have different tabs that we can move around. At the moment we can move around, but we are displaying the same component because we didn't implement those specific pages because of time constraint. However, in the explore page we can search for a place that we want to go. So let's press where are we going. Here we can start write, for example, Tenerife, and we can select the Tenerife from the auto suggestion that is powered by Google, and this is like the autocomplete feature. Let's do the same on iOS here. On this screen we can set different number of adults, children's, and yeah, infants. The same we can do here, plus minus. If you press a lot of time on the minus, it doesn't go below 0. And then we can press on the search and search. Come on. Android is a little bit slower, as you see. Here, first thing that we see is a list of properties that it found. Now it renders dummy data, and you can scroll through this list the same way you can do here. And also you can press on the list and it will open the post page, and here you can display more details about that accommodation, like a long description, a form or a button to reserve it, and so on. The same way on Android. Let's check if it works. Let's press and wait until Android loads. Yeah, we see it here. We can go back. We can go back here. And now the cool thing about this project is our map, which I hope works on Android because I didn't test it yet. So here our map displays all our properties with custom markers, and we design them by ourselves the way that our markers are displayed on the map. And this is very cool, and it gives very nice touch. And if you have a specific design for your application, you can have like here like your colors, or for example prices, or instead when you do like for example Uber, you can have a car, and so on. Like you can do a lot of things here. In our case, this is the prices on the map. You can you see the places here at the bottom, and you can scroll through them, and whenever we scroll here, our map automatically updates and it displays which is the active element on the map. So here you go. Here we see that this is the position of this on the map is here. That's really cool because it's synced with the map, and the flat list is synced. And also whenever we press on an item here, the flat list displays the information about that item. It updates automatically, and whenever we press on an item, we see the page of that item. We can go back and search the next one, check the next one, go back, it's still here, so you don't lose any data. Yeah, this is, I think, very nice and user experience. Let's have a look if on Android it works. It's quite slow, but it works. It changed on the map. We press, we see the accommodation page, we go back, we can scroll, press on another one, it changes in the map, and so on. So yeah guys, this is the application that we have built during the previous videos. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to my channel and drop a like. And join me next week, where we will develop the backend of this application. So we will have a full stack working application that will be probably ready to deploy if you are developing something similar. And yeah, a lot of people use this as a learning opportunity, because using these clone builds, you experience the development of a mobile application from start to finish, and the next thing would be like to deploy the application. So for the backend, we are using AWS Amplify, and we are gonna implement the authentication, a GraphQL API, storage, and more cool features. So yeah, don't forget to join next week, also on Friday at the same time, depending on your local time zone. And we'll be here streaming and finishing this application. I really love AWS and how easy it makes to implement some of the features. For example, authentication is 3 lines of code. You set up, you write 3 lines of code, and you have full authentication flows, registration screens, authentication screens, forget password, emails, email confirmation, and so on. So that's really awesome. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Let's get into a Q&A if you have any questions right now during the live stream. And if not, we can do a git add, git commit -m post page, and let's do a git push. So right now, everything that we have been developing so far, you can find it on the GitHub repository, sorry. And it's GitHub. GitHub slash Savin Vadim slash, where is it? Airbnb clone. Elevation is not shown on the Android phone. Yeah, that's interesting. Let's see. Yep. I see. Weird. That's weird. And that's a great time to find about that. Yeah, as I was saying, you can find it here on GitHub, Savin Vadim Airbnb, and yeah, I pushed everything right now. Let's check. But I think it's not about elevation, it's about shadow. Shadows, React Native Shadow Android, React Native Shadow Android. I think I will close our iOS. No, let's leave it yet. How to set shadows? My voice, come on. Adding elevation 1 renders shadow in Android without installing any third party. See, oh, okay. Why it's not working in our case? One way to get shadows for Android is to install React Native shadows. I don't want to do that. I'm pretty sure there should be something easier. Elevation. We have elevation. Why? Components, post carousel item style. Here we have elevation 10. If I do 1, will it work? Nope. Nope. Why is that? Let me try to just add it to something else to be sure that it's not because of that one. I don't know. Image? Nah. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, I think that it displays, but it's not. So if I remove elevation, no, it doesn't do anything. No changes. Save. Yeah, it doesn't change anything. Elevation. Position relative. Maybe because it's in a inside maybe it's because it is inside a absolute component. Search results map here, map. If I remove these ones, I'm not sure how it will render. And where are you? I'm gonna comment out the maps. Yeah, so this is how you debug. Here is a quick look into how you debug information. Scroll to index should be let's do it our way. With 10%, no, high 10%. 10%. Yeah, I think I'm quite let's see, map. It's not there, right? Yeah, so I don't think I will be able to solve it right now. But I will definitely let you know, guys, probably in the Discord channel, how to do that. And I will check that afterwards because I'm pretty tired right now. And it's definitely something that I'm missing. But that's, yeah, I know that shadows are a problem on Android and you need to customly do them somehow. So yeah, I will I will let you know about these shadows on Android. Okay, so let's see our questions. React Native has future. Of course it has future. I am using it. A lot of companies are using it. There are cool updates about React Native. So yeah, definitely. Okay. Would you show how to release React APK? Yep, I was thinking about that's the only step that we are not covering yet of how to actually release the the application on market. I would try to either do a short video about that or to do it in one live stream. But as you see that this live stream takes like 3 hours, and if I go into more details, like it's gonna be take me like 5 to 6 hours, and I won't have a voice after that. I'm actually planning a 12-hour stream, so if you are interested about that, Junan or Yunan, thank you very much. Who wants Vadim to make a long stream from the beginning till the end with a release phase of the upcoming plus in the comments? Okay, Alexandra, you don't think about my health, right? So yeah, I'm thinking about long streams, one long stream. I don't know, 12 hours? That's very... It excites me a lot, but I need to prepare for it for a long time and to think about one idea that I can start from the beginning till the end and publish it to the market. Let me get some water. Next Friday, OLA. What is that? I'm not sure about OLA. Elevation is no okay. Uber app. Yeah, it's on my list. Uber. A lot of people are asking for Uber app. It's gonna come. React Native or Expo. If you are a beginner, I would definitely recommend Expo. Start with Expo. It's much easier to set up. You will have less things to set up locally. It's gonna be much easier to start projects, and when you learn, you'll definitely start a lot of projects, like smaller. So it will be easier with Expo. And then you can get into React Native CLI, because there you need to set up a lot of things manually and so on. And yeah, it depends on the application. But if you start with Expo, you can later reject, so you will have if you reject, you don't have any other limitation after that. What do you think about PVA application? Yeah, these are progressive web apps. I think that this is a very nice, a very good trend, and I think even a lot of popular application, web application and websites have a PVA, and also my blog is a PVA, so you can install it as an application on your phone, and yeah, it's really powerful. I don't know. When I was looking into the PVAs at that time, I think it was like 1.5 years ago. At that time, there were still some limitations. So I'm not sure right now if they improved on that and have more integrations. Because if you need like I don't know, like working with camera, with files, with stuff like that, then PVA is not that powerful because you have these limitations. But for example, for a blog, for simple application that just display content, PVAs are really awesome. Okay, let's see. Where I'm lost. Where I am. CI/CD for React Native. CI/CD for React Native. Yep. I can give you some recommendation on that. We have this CI/CD for our React Native project at my startup. And it automatically builds, it automatically pushes to Google Play so far. And we are using, how is it called? Let me just check and tell you how is that service called. Come on. I forgot really. I need to sign in. GitLab, come on. I cannot sign into GitLab. Yeah, oh yeah, here is the sign in button. Wait a second, and I'm gonna check in my project. How is it called? I have a very short memory. Oh, multi-factor authentication. Where is it? Here. It changed. And we go to Fitinium Mobile. Nope, not this one. Where is it? Where is it, Vadim? GitLab. No. How is it called, man? No, that's interesting. I cannot find it. Pipelines. Oh. You know what? Let me is it here? Yeah, here. How is it called? Fastlane. Yep. Fastlane. So this is the the tool that we are using to build and to deploy everything, and we just we just have this GitLab CI set up with stages to build the application, to deploy it to market, and if you push to master, it will deploy it to production. If you push it to develop, it will push it only to internal tests and so on. When will you cover video recognition bot? What is that? Thanks a lot for your videos. Thank you very much for appreciating that. I really I'm happy that you like it. What's the next UI design? I think you should vote between what was the most popular request: Uber, e-commerce. Yeah, I think these are the top requests. Which React Native UI library you use, React Native Paper or other ones? I try to design everything myself. However, I don't recommend that. I usually recommend using one library. We are using the React Native Elements, but it's a pretty lightweight library, and there aren't a lot of pre-made components. So, okay, guys, I think that it's time. It's time to take a break and to eat something. And yeah, thank you very much for joining. Thanks everyone who has joined during live. Praying for the donation. And yeah, if you found this valuable, please consider subscribing to the channel, smash the like button, and let me know down below what would you like me to build next, and I'll take it into consideration. Write down, do you want Uber or e-commerce, because people are torn between these two. So yeah, guys, as usual, take care, stay hydrated.